Patreon gift. So it's amazing. That is like, that kind of support doesn't go unnoticed. And we did a lot of, I ate at my first Shoney's.
Oh yeah, yeah. Had some Shoney's.
I thought for sure it was going to be like Cajun, but it's actually pretty plain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cajun.
Just the name.
No mention of Cajun on it.
But just the name, I was like, that name just sounds too exotic for me.
Shoney's.
Had a really nice waitress. She was kind of cute.
That was it. Yeah, we did Denny's out of the 6 nights. We did Denny's 3. We did Friendly's twice, Shoney's, and maybe 4 times Denny's.
Yeah, so we did it on the way up and on the way back.
Yeah. So, which was good because you don't want to introduce. I took a little, walk on the wild side by going to Shoney's. I was not going to fucking risk introducing new food into my diet. On the road.
You don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, you don't want to fucking be in a hotel room with a man that you barely you had no idea, fucking squealed little. Now you're going to be
right. Now you're at one of your weakest moments.
Yes.
While he's like,
I brought Pepto with me just in case, a full box. But while the food was consistent, the one thing that really varied is the employees. Because we walked into the first Denny's and she opens up with, "I'm having a rough day. I might get your orders wrong."
Yeah, that's how she owned up with it. And she did get the order wrong. Yeah. We didn't correct her. We were just like, fuck it. It's fine.
How? I mean, I get having a rough day.
It's not that busy.
But like knowing like ahead of time, like I'm probably going to get your order wrong. Wouldn't that make you more conscientious?
Well, I kind of
careful.
I kind of appreciated the honesty. It's like, you know what? I might get the order wrong. So just so you know. So it wasn't a shock. It wasn't like
don't be giving me a lot of shit.
But you're writing it down on a pad. Like, where does the chance to go wrong start?
Well, you know what? It went wrong. So,
yeah, it did, yeah.
So
in our favor, though.
Well, yeah. That's in the eye of the beholder. He ordered fried chicken and got chicken fried steak, but was charged for chicken fried chicken, and that was enough to fucking make him float at a fucking Denny's. He was just like so happy to fucking get over cheaper. On the man.
You fucked over Denny's?
It was her fault.
I saw their corporate earnings the other day.
Yeah. Every meal that this guy got looked exactly the same. Undescribable kind of, don't know what kind of meat it is, covered in white, almost
sausage
like
gravy.
White,
sausage gravy.
Yeah. Like almost look like watery mashed potatoes.
Right. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Every single dish drenched in this nasty, watery, white goop.
Can I have a ham sandwich with some gravy on top of it?
That was great. You could dip your fries in it. I had mashed potatoes with it. It went on the fried.
It went with everything.
Yeah.
Do you eat that white gravy like at home that much?
No.
But he ate it at every meal on the road.
Well, it was either a burger with some kind of brisket on it, because everything down there has brisket on it for some reason, which is not bad.
Right.
But then the
And what are the odds if you're laying bets? How much would you go in on does Gitem snore or does he not snore?
I would if they're like your life depends on it, I would be like he snores.
Yeah, he does.
Was it tremendous?
He does some. He can fucking take the paint off the walls.
Well, you're not.
I'm not saying I don't either, but he also did this thing early on when I noticed when he didn't drink before falling asleep, he would always go out and buy the tall boys.
No. Nobody had the tall boys.
Oh, whatever. Well, okay. So then you made up for no tall boys with like 6 cans of beer.
It was a 4-pack. It was a 4-pack. It was a 4-pack of Natty Ice because nobody knew what Natty Daddy was. And then I finally found a Circle K that had tall boys in it, and now I was like, oh, this is the greatest thing in the world.
Wait, Natty Daddy and Natty Ice, they're 2 different things?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Natty Ice
Daddy
is
the tall ones?
Well, no, Natty Daddy is their 8 ABV beer. Natty Ice is the 5.9, and then Natty Light is the 4.3.
So alcohol content.
Yes.
Okay.
And there is a stage of his sleep where it can only be described as the sound of an animal whimpering in a fucking trap. I'm not lying. I remember waking up at like 4:00 in the morning and being like, "What the fuck? Is there like a fucking
there's a fox
chipmunk?
in a snare?
A chipmunk in a fucking get trapped in a mousetrap or something?" And he was whimpering. And I noticed he didn't whimper as loudly or as clearly when he was lubed up with some natty.
Really?
Yeah, I think he was whimpering in his sleep for alcohol.
Because you didn't have it that night?
Well, we stopped south of the border, yeah, so there was no chance. I didn't realize I could have stopped probably at any truck stop and picked some up along the way, but it just didn't enter my mind. So, but when he got down to Florida, like CVS had it, Walgreens had it.
Yeah, it's weird in other states, like
Yeah.
who sells alcohol, and like
Yeah.
you come to Jersey and it's like, oh, you have liquor stores? Like, what the hell's that all about?
And there was one liquor store, but like I said, they didn't know what Natty Daddy was. And I was just confused, but I was like, okay, I'll just take your natty ice.
I didn't think Mom was going to be there. He ended up going.
He showed up for Thursday, which we weren't there for Thursday, and half of Friday. And then he had to go back to wherever he was filming something. And yeah. But I feel bad, though, for him because I feel like if he had gone with anybody else, he would have had like a much more tremendous time. Like if he goes with Ming, he's having a much different experience. Like
Definitely.
with me, it's like con friendlies.
Room.
Back to the room. Immediately back to the room.
Yeah.
And you're like in one of the most fun places in America, and you're like, you can watch it from the window. Watch other people have fun.
I think if Mom was there or if Ming were there, that like he would have had like a tremendous little vacation experience, and I think that he was kind of saddled with a fucking come on.
No, I had a blast. I literally had a blast. It was the high point of my life in the past couple of years.
Oh, that's nice to hear. I mean, I didn't know he collected, which kind of like it makes total sense now. I remember I telling my wife, and I was like, "Yeah, I could see it." How much money did you spend on elongated pennies?
About $20.
So do you have any elongated pennies? $20 buys? Do you know how many? He just sounded like he had like
It's like
5,000
$1 to do it, right?
keys
Oh,
in his
yeah.
pocket as he walked, but they were just filled with elongated pennies. From every machine he walked by, he would throw in $1 or $2 to get a penny.
That was the kind of thing we did when we were like in 5th grade. Like you went on a school trip, you're like, oh, let me get one of these pennies.
The elongated penny machines are invisible to me. And he would find them everywhere. That I would stare right through them because I could give two shits less about
Right.
elongated pennies.
Yeah, because they don't have one in the Harry Potter world because it destroys the illusion of Harry Potter having this modern penny machine in it. So you have to go to the main gift shop, and there's a Harry Potter machine in there. So he goes, oh, I'll go look for it for you while I was, trying to get pennies out of another machine.
Who's that? Who said that?
You.
I did? Oh, okay, yes. When I went and looked for it, I
Yes.
couldn't find it, and then he walks in immediately. He's like, "It's right there." And I was staring right at it. I go, they don't have one.
Let's go.
And and I hear this about like teenagers suffer, a lot. I think, and probably really any age probably suffers from this, but it was hammered home to me on this trip how much social media can influence and affect other people's state of mind. Because the amount of people who texted me and were like, oh my God, I can't believe, I'm so jealous. You're in Florida right now. It looks like you're having the time of your life. And it's like,
Right.
because you posted one picture, like 1 millisecond snapshot of like him like posing with like with some fucking ass clown who's dressed as Doc Brown. and
But man, the man, like, it was his life. Like,
But-
he is full on, I got to do this. I'm looking at my, it's great.
but it's weird though, like how like people were just like thinking that like it's like we're at fucking what's like what big huge party? What's that like that party that
like Coachella or
yes,
something?
yeah. Like and I'm just like it's fucking 95 degrees. Every line is 75 minutes long to ride something. There's so many people. It's day fucking 5 of a 6-day trip, and I haven't been alone once in the last fucking 6 days. It was a good time, but like
I left you in that hotel lobby that one time when it was pouring rain.
yeah, but yeah, so like it is weird that like how like a simple snapshot, and everybody like is like longing
Like, you're so lucky.
Yeah, and it's kind of like I wonder if that's how like like kids and teenagers like when like they see postings of other people like it could get them in a bad state of mind because like I'm not involved, I'm not doing that. They look like they're having the time and best times of their lives.
They see the smiley face, but they don't hear the whimpering and the squealing and the night terrors.
I think that's a big thing is like people who create this tapestry of like a perfect life online. And then when you look behind the curtain, it's like
you peek behind, and it's a lot of whimpering and fucking
some squealing in there.
Some squealing. But overall, though, I mean, it was like I said, the aunts who came out, the wonderful gifts, just so many gifts, so many like wonderful comments, and like I said, the gifts that were offered and the tickets, just so nice. And I mean, like I'm sure, like when what you said, like you just had the best time in the last couple of years of your life.
Yeah.
I don't want to give anybody's name because I think a lot of people I remember were like, don't say my name on the pod, but the guy who gifted us those tickets, you should thank him verbally on the podcast right now.
By name?
No, of course not. I just said don't. But,
okay, well, I'm just making sure. Well, thank you again, person whose name you know.
He knows who he is. Yeah. And there was like other people who worked at the parks too. Like we're like, you want passes? You want passes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're like, yeah.
Yeah. It's like you go down there and it's like, fuck the con. I just want to do all this other stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
The
but
shit.
The con was packed. COVID breakout.
There was a COVID breakout there?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Thank God me and Gitem were fucking in our rooms, not
not doing the after party.
Masked
doing
up.
the after parties.
They said there was 140,000 people there.
140,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
but
lot, man.
There was just so much to see just sitting at your table. Like just walking by.
Oh, yes. Yeah, he was overwhelmed. He crashed one of the nights where he was so grouchy and so pissy to me. And he's like, I had enough. I'm at my limit.
For what?
To me, I'm just like, this is the best moment of the trip. Like, to me, this is more exciting than any ride, any attraction, as I see him fucking going into like he's crashing big time. He's like, I'm overloaded. I'm overstimulated. He's trying to tell me, and I'm just like, oh my God, you
Where did this happen?
Wimp.
I had just had enough, and I think I pegged the moment it was we were. There was big storm came through. We're at Friendly's. Big storm comes through, and I wanted to go outside.
Friendly's wait. To want to take how long the Friendly's waits were on International Drive.
On International
during
Drive?
a con season.
I'm going to go ahead and say 90 minutes.
Yeah.
And every time they were like calling a name.
We waited, though.
Yeah, and every time we call a name, Walt's like, I think they left. I think they left.
I would say, I think they left.
And so they'd say their name really low, then he'd be like, yeah, they left. No, but I went to go outside and take a picture of the storm, like a video or something, because it was a big storm. Everybody got like the tornado warnings on their phones. And there was just this group of people standing in front of the door inside the lobby, and they wouldn't move. And they just had no situational awareness that people are trying to leave this place. And I just I'm done. That's it. I'm done.
I'm going into the storm.
Yeah. Because like as soon as the check came, I'm like, I'll go get the car. And I'm just sitting out in front of the Friendlies.
He's like mad dad at this point, like acting as if like I'm the fucking like I'm annoying him.
No. I wanted to be alone. I just wanted to be alone for like a couple minutes.
Join the club.
He says a couple minutes. You say 3 days at least.
But yeah, then when we're on the way back to the hotel, I'm like, I'm sorry. I said I just had enough.
And and I want to say too, Mom and Blue Juice, they run a great ship, and they offered to pick up Gitem's room when he found out Gitem was coming. But I was like, you know what? I don't know if you're going to make enough. No one knows what you're going to sell this weekend. I don't. So I was like, it's fine. We'll share the room.
All right.
Find a quarter he can sleep in.
Does it inspire you to go back, Gitem? Like, does it make you want to go back?
I hope so.
It's entirely possible.
Yeah.
I don't know what he did all that differently than here, though.
Oh, really?
At the end of the day, I mean, he stays here and drinks and watches hockey, after hours, and that's what he did there. He did nothing different.
I did.